Interestingly, the former royal Meghan Markle recently spoke all about unity, forgiveness, and getting a happy chapter in her life. You know, the big speech that she gave while out in Colombia, and of course, many people were impressed by her bilingual language, of course, speaking in Spanish. Now, what was interesting about this, it was all sort of focused upon how one should move on, one should try and get away from the past, and also, not let things bog you down. Now, you would have thought, given Meghan's background and the fact that she's literally cut off every single staff member so far, 18 plus, nobody seemingly has a good word to say about her. And more importantly, even her own family have now been, ditched for whatever reason. Some people might say there's more to that story. That's her prerogative, of course. But here's where it gets really confusing, because recently over here in the United Kingdom, we had yet another flying visit from the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, to pay his respects to a man who did a lot of wonderful things for our British monarchy, Robert Fellowes, a former equerry to the Queen and a great support, not just of course to the Queen, but to the family in general. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because when people look at funerals, they do sort of say, oh, this is a time of reflection, a move back, look into other aspects of life and see where you've gone wrong. And the story has evolved over the last couple of days about how Prince Harry basically does hanker after a former life over here in the United Kingdom. And I've told you before, I know this for a fact, simply because it's just an open door, isn't it? You relook at your life and think, yeah, maybe I do miss certain aspects, maybe not the full aspects. Nobody truly knows what's going on in the mind of Prince Harry. But what was fascinating to later find out was that, the invitation, whatever you want to call it, was afforded to both of them. That is right, of course, Meghan and Harry, Harry and Meghan. And what was interesting again was, as we saw with the coronation of His Majesty the King, King Charles III, she decided against that. What we all find very strange, and myself in particular here, is knowing the fragile state of Prince Harry, and you can visibly see that on that recent trip in Colombia, you might want to support your husband. After all, as I said, you spoke about unity and getting together and moving forward from the past. But seemingly nothing could make Meghan attend, and Harry once again had to face the music, some might say, alone, knowing full well that he would be in the same room as his elder brother, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, Prince William. Trigger effects, all the things he spoke about in that mental health documentary, The Me You Can't See. And this, of course, leads to further speculation as to, is Meghan simply just truly selfish? Or does she have another reason behind leaving the fact that Harry has to face all of these things alone, in solitude, and more importantly, without the alleged support that she claims she offers so much? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.